Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Dynamite. We started off right off the bat with Kenneth Omega going against Blake Christian. Blake Christian, he comes out with Lee Johnson. Why are they together? Honestly, I don't know. But they're together. The Ring of Honor boys sticking together. Whatever. Now, they're having people saying that Blake does not deserve an opportunity to go against Kenny Omega, which I personally do not agree with. I really do like Blake Christian. And I was just like, you know what? They're about to tear it up. This wasn't even 8 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. It wasn't even much at all, which I was very surprised about. I thought we was going to get something a lot more than what I had expected. Because I was like, this is a really great opportunity for Blake to come on out there and show people why he deserved an opportunity like this. Even though no one believed he was going to win anyway. I felt like it was a little too quick, and it didn't really show Blake, the Blake that I know. So I think people probably wouldn't watch this and fall in love with him like I have. But still, he was able to get that TV time and open up Dynamite with Kenny Omega, of all people, the cleaner. Now, after Kenny ends up taking the win, I don't know where Blake went. He just vanished out of thin air. Who knows? Kenny gets on the mic and he's talking about how he wish he can wrestle, every week, but he's not really there at that point, and that, it's a shame that he can't wrestle as often as he would like. Other people are getting TV time as well. He has a champion. He's going to be a reigning defending champion, and he's going to get his hands on Mike Bailey and Ricochet. He did mention something about how all he has is his cat and he don't need nobody else. And honestly, when he said that, I was like, so Kenny, are you letting us know that you're single? Because if that's the case, you could use me. Anyway, here comes Mike Bailey, who comes on out there and does his little promo. And as he's talking, he's getting louder and closer to Kenny. And I was like, hold on, lower your tone, buddy. Back the fuck up. You get a little too close for me. And to be honest with you, the promo skills, is it horrible? Well, not really, but I don't think it's strong. While he's talking to Speedball, here is Ricochet via satellite, I'm guessing, who is in all white and looking like a butler. He says that he can't be there because he's getting married this day. And I was just like, oh, okay, you're getting married right now. Right now, who gets married on a Wednesday? I don't know. But he couldn't be there because he's getting married. And when he gets back, he will be going against these two idiots in the ring for the international champion, and he is going to win. I don't even believe that, but Ricochet believes that, so let him believe what he wants to believe. Now, obviously, this whole thing ends off with just Kenny and Speedball in the ring just staring at each other or whatever, and Kenny does his little outro like he normally does. Does this make me feel a little hype about the match? Not necessarily. I wouldn't say so. I do feel like the title isn't going anywhere. Not for Kenny's first pay-per-view match with this title, so I don't see it going anywhere. I do wish there was a little bit of a stronger moment for Speedball. We're going to definitely have to pick up when it comes to the promo skills. Alright, after this, Chris Jericho and Learning Tree crew back there saying God knows what. I don't know. I tune these people out every single time. Right after this, we have MJF, who comes out to the ring. He's looking cute in pink and gray with the scarf and everything. He looks great. MJF always look good, at least to me. Comes on out there, basically calls out MVP to come out there to give his answer in terms of if he was going to join the Hurt Syndicate, which, long story short, he agrees to join the Hurt Syndicate. And just when they were about to shake on it, Bobby and Shelton come on out there to the ring. Bobby's wearing that suit. And when I say that suit, y'all know exactly what suit I'm talking about. But this time he had on like maybe a black wife beater under or some shit under. So it doesn't look as stuffy as it did the first time we seen him in the suit. Now they get him in the ring and Bobby ends up taking the card and ripping it up. And apparently they don't want MJF to be in the group. And to be honest, I don't blame them. MJF and being in the group, the track record ain't working out in terms of him joining in the Hurt Syndicate. But I do think that MVP is feeling a little optimistic when it comes to MJF joining that group. Now MJF ends up leaving. And then here comes the Learning Tree minus Chris Jericho. So Big Bill Brian Keith, they end up interrupting, and they want to get their hands on the tag titles. Good, that's what tag teams are for. Try to get your hands on some titles. But when I think of it, don't y'all lose every motherfucking time? Like, where do y'all fall in line in terms of wins and losses? They're like all the way at the bottom of the line, but somehow they're going up there trying to get some opportunity. I don't know. Anyway, they're going back and forth on the mic, Big Bill and MVP. Big Bill is trying his best, but MVP is quick with it. He got something to say for everything that Big Bill is saying. Now, Big Bill does take a little bit of a shot at Ricky Saints in terms of, well, I am looking for a rematch because it was my tag partner who was the one who got pinned. I never got pinned, and I should get a rematch, and I'm doing that here with Big Bill, with Brian Keith, whatever the situation is. So it looks like that's going to be something that we're going to see maybe at the pay-per-view where these two teams go at it. To be honest, I was not expecting Brian Keith and Big Bill to get some type of opportunity this early in the game. After this, we get to hear from Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm. They were known as Thunderstorm that time that they tagged together, but this time Toni Storm says it's Thunder Tits. So if you're into that, that's a good name. We have a really great matchup with Kaya Fletcher and Brody King. Lord have mercy. This was very physical, and maybe my favorite match of the night. I really did enjoy their chemistry with each other. Brody King is looking very promising. When I see him in the ring doing singles action, I'm just like, yes, this is exactly what I want to see, and I hope that the company at some point prioritizes him for a singles title. I think that is something that he's definitely capable of doing. Kaya Fletcher, though, he is on another level. This man is everything. The presentation, everything he does in the ring is just absolutely precise, and I love it. However, we have Uncle Don, who's on commentary. Thank God for Uncle Don, or else I would mute these losers on commentary. And we have interference with Mark Davis. Mark Davis actually interferes to help Kaya Fletcher win right when Brody King was going for a cannonball, which I would take from Brody with no problem. Here is Mark Davis, who come out of the blue and grabs Kyle Fletcher so that he doesn't get hit with the cannonball, and then from there things go downhill for Brody, and our boy Kyle Fletcher ends up taking the win. Now, for whatever reason, even after the win, Kyle Fletcher doesn't seem to be happy about Mark Davis not necessarily helping him, but just him being there. He pushed him a few times and kind of just moved him out the way so he can continue to get his hands on Brody King, which was very interesting because I'm like, I in my fantasies, I do want my Aussie Open reunion at some point, but right now it seems like they have some issues. But it does show here that Mark Davis has definitely come on to the dark side 100%, which we appreciate. And here comes Powerhouse Hobbs, who comes out and ends up helping Brody for a little bit. Obviously, we have Mark Davis going against Powerhouse Hobbs in the next match. Now, after all security, the referees, and Christopher Daniels come on out there to restore order out there. It's like, fuck it, let them fight. They're about to have a match anyway. They have what I consider to be an insanely quick match. It wasn't squash, but it was quick. A lot quicker than I expected. I was like, look at these two meaty men. I'm expecting a meat fest. I'm here for it. I'm excited. And it happened really quickly. I understand that they're doing something perhaps with Powerhouse Hobbs that they're building him up for. I don't know what. Maybe TNT title, something. But Mark Davis, he's amazing. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being biased, but something about him that I've always enjoyed. And I just feel like so far we're not seeing that in AEW because he is the fall guy all of a sudden. And I don't appreciate that at all. So this was a little bit too quick for me. Powerhouse Hobbs ends up taking the win. After this, Nick Wayne is doing the interview for the patriarchy. Our stepdaddy Christian is not there, but basically saying that he understands why Christian did what he did at Revolution, and that I don't know, like he said something about he was going to let everyone know that they're on the same page or whatever, how to execute a plan perfectly, some shit like that. I don't know what he was talking about. He's talking in riddles, but whatever situation is, I hope they don't turn their backs on Christian. I feel like it will be a little too soon. I don't think we got a chance to see too much with this group. After this, Hangman was just about to do an interview with the beautiful, remarkable Renee Paquette, and here comes Swerve, who just run up on Hangman and said, if you get involved in this title match, I'm gonna whoop y'all motherfucking ass. Like, they were just going at it back and forth, and they're getting into each other's face, and Prince Nana has to be the one of reason to remove Swerve from that situation. Now, after this, we get an interview. We get to hear from Adam Copeland and FTR. I thought this was going to be some shit that they was going to come out to the ring and pretty much have a little hissy fit back and forth in the ring. It was a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone, who looked like he don't even want to be employed, is over there interviewing these guys. Long story short, apparently Cash Wheeler loves these two men, but they can't seem to get it together. And he wants everybody to be on the same page so that they can go for the Trios title. They end up calling out the Death Riders to go for the Trios Championship at Dynasty. And I'm cool with it, I guess. I kind of don't want them to win, to be honest with you, because I'm kind of over it. However, we are already at that point where we're seeing that things are not on the same page for Dax and Uncle Adam. So I don't know how that's going to look. And this is one of those things that where, because they cannot really exist with each other somewhat, in terms of them losing at Dynasty, it would, I guess, make sense if the Death Riders end up retaining. And as much as I love this group, honestly, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I don't know. Some people want them to lose the titles. I'm bored because we haven't seen much with the Trios titles, honestly. After this, we have Swerve Strickland in the ring calling out Jon Moxley. Bring his bitch ass out there. If he has a balls, come on out. Jon Moxley takes like 10 minutes to get to the ring as he walking through the crowd to get in there. And the promo for me between these two, I thought it was okay. Not as strong as I was hoping for. This is one of those things where I feel like sometimes promos and interactions between people, when the pay-per-view itself is so close from the last pay-per-view, sometimes things get a little stale and it doesn't hit the way it should, and it's just like, hey, we got a pay-per-view in like 10 days. We need to do the best we can as quick as we can because we don't have too much time. The promos was alright. They're going back and forth. While Swerve is talking, you see Claudio with the briefcase standing behind Prince Nana. Prince Nana doesn't even know what's going on until at some point he can feel a big, giant, strong, bald man breathing down his neck behind him. And I would love that right now too. Now, after a while, Marina Shafir, she ends up coming out there. But immediately, our girl Willow Nightingale comes on out. She has a pipe in her hand while we have Marina Shafir with a crowbar in her hand. Now, after Swerve and Jon Moxley finish talking, then we get some action. We do have Willow and Marina getting into it. Everybody's trying to stop them. Prince Nana's trying to keep them away from each other. Claudio's trying to keep them away from each other. Moxley, and they're still trying to fight each other. Good. Are we going to get a match with these two girls, a one-on-one like we've been saying for months? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not counting on it. But they do end up announcing later on that we're going to have Jon Moxley teaming up with Marina Shafir for the first time in like 6-7 months. She's going to be wrestling in AEW to go against Swerve and Willow Nightingale for next week Dynamite. Count me in. Can't wait to see how that goes. After this, the Ops are back there, and Uncle Joe asks Hook why he went to go and challenge, what's his name, Max Caster the other day. And he said that, oh, it was just for fun, that he was going to whoop his ass, whatever. Hook can't wrestle anyway. And as they're talking, conveniently, Max Caster is back there talking to Top Flight and AR Fox. And then Samoa Joe goes and chokes him out for no reason, which we are actually okay with. And they end up laughing it off. Now, after this, we do have local talent going against the Martin brothers, Darius and Dante Top Flight. And Lord have mercy. AR Fox was ringside, and he just looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. Top Flight is from Minnesota, where they were at tonight. Is it Minnesota? Was that? Well, y'all look that up. And the match was over, not squashed, but quick. They're just getting a couple of minutes of TV time just for Minnesota to see their homeboys in the ring. Meanwhile, during this match, we do have Action Andretti and Leo Rush that are ringside with their own, very own popcorn boy with them, and they're watching. And then we get some hype video by William Ospreay, who's going to return next week. I'm just going to say this. If you miss 1 week, if you were not in one episode, and you were in the last, and you're going to be on the next one, there's no return. You just stayed home for the fucking next episode. That's it. What do you mean, Will Ospreay return? What? After this, we had Takeshita versus Pastor Briscoe, which was, oh damn, this was another good one too. Uncle Don over here putting in a lot of work. Don Callis does not get enough praise for what he does. I don't care what anybody says. This guy is amazing. There was a guy who was sitting behind the commentary team in the audience who was dressed up just like Uncle Don, but did not have the scar on the forehead. That's all he needed, was to take like a red marker and make an exaggerated type scar on his forehead. This was really, really great. Takeshita, there's nothing Takeshita does that is just not good. Everything he does is damn near flawless. Pastor Briscoe, we love you. Sometimes I'm wondering what the hell is going on with Pastor Briscoe. He's just collecting a check at times, but I know they can be doing so much more with Mark Briscoe. So hopefully better days are coming for Mark Briscoe. These two have really great chemistry with each other, but Takeshita, he ends up taking the win, and rightfully so. After this, we do hear from the Death Riders. They do their little promo. They all wearing their titles, looking cute with the titles. And I appreciate seeing the trio's titles since God knows how long. And Pat goes on and says, oh, y'all challenging us to a match? No, we challenge you to survive the Death Riders. And when he said that, I was like, oh, baby, I like that. Prayers for Rated FTR. After this, Hurt Syndicate are backstage leaving the building, I'm guessing. And Bobby Lashley seems to not be happy about MJF possibly joining this group. And he's just like, look, MJF has a lot of qualities a lot of redeeming qualities that we can use with him being part of the Hurt Syndicate. And he just wants to give them a try. And he said, look, if you guys are not feeling it, then we don't have to do it. Long story short, I think he's going to be in it. I think he's going to be in it. However, they're going to have to focus on this Big Bill situation. And if you ask me, Big Bill and Brian Keith, that's not a situation. Hurt Syndicate, they got that. Now we have about 5 minutes left of the end of the show. Well, top of the hour. And finally, the girls are coming out. I am thankful that the women are getting this main event spot. I'm not mad about that. But when y'all literally leave it to it being 5 minutes left and the show is about to be over, it makes me feel like y'all not making it feel important enough. Y'all gonna have a little bit of an overtime for the girls, but this is something that they would never really do with other wrestlers. They wouldn't do this with Will Ospreay. They wouldn't do this with Kenny Omega or Swerve. Like, these people, when it comes to the men, this typically don't happen. This rarely happens when the show is literally almost over and the men come out for a main event. Main events are supposed to feel special, and I do feel like if they're going to run overtime, sure, that's not a problem. But, like, it was literally 5 minutes left of the top of the hour, and the girls are finally coming out. Why? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. We still need to do more in terms of being progressive with women's wrestling. However, these girls, they did a really, really great job. Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm, they make a really great team with each other. But also really appreciated seeing Megan and Penelope teaming up. And Penelope has been doing quite a bit matches. And I think, like, for someone who's literally been gone for like 2 years, I want to say, she's back and she's been able to get into the mix with no problem. Sure, she's not going for no title or anything, but you've been seeing her put in the work, and I appreciate that. With that being said, Thunder Rosa, I don't know what happened with her, but that last quarter of the match, she was just gone the whole time, and it was really Toni Storm fending for herself against Megan and Penelope, and Megan Bain actually pins Toni for the win. Then out of the blue, Thunder Rosa gets up and she's all shocked about what happened, and she's like asking Toni, like, what happened? What happened? Girl, what you mean what happened? Your ass was laid out outside the ring. If you weren't, perhaps that wouldn't have happened. I did enjoy this match, and I think that they did great. And I'm hoping to see more situations where women are main eventing the shows, but I don't want it to feel like an afterthought when y'all put it on literally 5 minutes before the show would have been over. And honestly, I don't think that's enough. But then again, maybe I'm asking for too much by saying, hey, y'all need more time when it comes to the ladies in these main events. Good episode of Dynamite. We still have, 10 days, I think, or so, before we have the Dynasty pay-per-view. And it's crazy because Revolution was literally the other day. These pay-per-views are way too motherfucking close, if you ask me. We need time to let things cook, let things saturate and marinate between these pay-per-views, and it's just a little bit of an overkill when these pay-per-views come too close to each other. But either way, as usual, Tony Khan has a really amazing roster. They knock it out of the park every single time, so I don't doubt that this isn't going to be a really great pay-per-view. You guys, thanks for watching my review. I will be back tomorrow with a review on Ring of Honor. I'll see you guys then.